everyone, it's Abby. I finally finished Matched by Condie after it took me quite a while to finish it, at least a lot longer than I would have hoped that I would finish it. I'm just gonna have to go into further detail about what I liked and what I disliked about it, but sadly there were a lot of negatives about this book. This is the publisher's summary that I'm going to be reading that I found online. I'm really terrible at summing things up. Always trusted society to make the right choices for her, what to read, what to watch, what to believe. So when Xander's face appears on screen at her match ceremony, Cassia knows with complete certainty that he is her ideal mate, until she sees Kai Markham's face flash for an instant before the screen fades to black. He tells her it's a glitch, a rare malfunction, and that she should focus on the happy life she's destined to lead with Xander. But Cassia can't stop thinking about Kai, and as they slowly fall in love, Cassia begins to doubt her society's infallibility, and is faced, I totally screwed that up, infallibility, and is faced with an impossible choice between, I wanted to say Xander the entire time I read the novel, but it's Xander. Between Xander and Kai. Between the only life she's known and a path that no one else has dared to follow. So here it is. It's a really pretty cover, and it's not genuinely a cover I would go for when I'm going to pick up this book in a store, or I'm just browsing in a store and I see it. This isn't really a cover that I would go for. It looks really girly to me, and I wouldn't have guessed that it was a dystopian novel. To me, it just doesn't look dystopian. I don't know. I guess The Hunger Games and Divergent, their covers don't look very dystopian either, but it looks really girly. I'm not reviewing the cover, I'm reviewing the book. So some of the things I dislike were definitely the characters. I didn't think that I knew much about the characters. I didn't know much about the backstory in this book at all. It's just suddenly, boom, the society controls you now, and now you have to have a match. You're allowed to fall in love with whoever you want to be in love with, pretty much. And that didn't suit me very well when I was reading it. The characters were incredibly, I didn't know much about them. I wanted to know more about them, but you never get any answer. Maybe you do in the next 2 books. But I honestly wouldn't waste my time reading the next 2 books just because I didn't like the first one. There's Cassia, if that's how you say her name. Cassia, I've heard Cassia, I don't know. Either way, her name does not roll off of your tongue. It is not a common name. Just like most dystopian names, like Katniss and Peeta, Gale, Triss, Thor. They're not common names. Found her character to be incredibly naive, and I realize that the people in these novels are supposed to be naive because they've known nothing else, but she got on my last nerve. I'm like, really? How can you not have known this? And then, after she was matched with Xander, and she decided, oh, hey, I think I'm in love with Xander. After this whole time, we've been best friends for life, and now I'm in love with him. She decided to go off with Kai, who the romance just decided to spurt up out of the ground out of nowhere. She saw his face for 5 seconds on her little matching screen, and she just decided, oh, I think I love him now. But I don't know. I didn't find Kai to be a very likable character. The only character I found to be likable was Xander, and he gets shoved to the side like a little puppy dog. I felt bad for him. I really did. Normally, when there's a love triangle, and there's the one that in real life the girl would end up with gets pushed aside, I'm like, of course. Like Simon Lewis in the Mortal Instruments series. I was incredibly happy for Clary to be ending up with Jace eventually after 3 novels, but still, I did not want her to end up with Simon. I did not want Bella to end up with Jacob. I did not want Katniss to end up with, I don't remember his name because I really do not care about him. I do not want Katniss to end up with Gale, but I wanted Cassia to end up with Xander, not Kai. Because the romance between Kai and Cassia has no point. It doesn't. She gives up her entire life, her entire settled... I mean, her life was just planned out in front of her. I would kill for that. And she's like, no, sorry, I want Kai. This guy I barely know anything about. I want him. Oh. Yeah, this was not a great read for me. I'm kind of sad that I paid $7 for this book when I could have gotten it for the library for free, because I'll probably never read it again, and I probably will not read the next 2 books that are in the series. I would give it 2 out of 5 stars. There were some positive things about it, but I wasn't impressed.